So, Raymond, we're starting to hear some updates about what Taiwan's defense budget could look like. And a big part of it looks like it's going to go into the domestic defense industry. How important is that for Taiwan?
First off, let's talk about indigenous production. Taiwan has just released its indigenously developed diesel submarine. They announced that I think they're building. I think they've already hit 5,000 military grade drones as of this year. Also, the I think 2 to 400 anti-ship missiles every year, and they just did the anti-air missile as well. So I think part of this issue is that the U.S. is kind of stretched, right? Its defense industrial base hasn't really been funded effectively for the last, let's say, 20, 30 years. And so this is, as a result of that, the US is slowly getting to a position where it's reinvigorating its defense industrial base. Until that time, other countries are going to take up the slack. And so I think this is what Taiwan is doing. Indigenous production, getting the supplies from abroad where it can, but really doing things in-house, because ultimately, if there is, say, a blockade or a quarantine, they're going to have to make those things on the island itself.
Now, there are rumors of this new hybrid tank, armored vehicle kind of hybrid with a new weapon, a new cannon that's going to be on top of it. I wanted to get your thoughts on is this a smart investment for Taiwan and looking at its defense? Are these kind of systems going to be effective?
No, it's not terrible, right? I think the question you have is if it gets onto a beach, that might be a problem, right? If it's during the rainy season, okay, then wheeled vehicles are not great at that kind of thing. You really want tracked vehicles for that. But given that, say, on the western coast of Taiwan, we're really talking about fairly urban areas. Um, this is not. This is. It can move faster, right? But I think the issue is it's great to have the hardware, but is the software actually set up? So, for example, um, as these vehicles are coming down the road, are there, say, police officers who can just kind of clear the road so they can actually go through? That is, I think, the next critical question. So, I think in terms of rapid mobile deployment, these are not bad, especially if they're kind of stationed in different parts of the island, so they can deploy more closely. But then, is there some sort of military civilian or military police link up such that these things can have priority of access, for example, to get to where they need to go?